Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Reine Des Fleurs. We are on Ghislain's second visit, and we're about to do our little revier thing. Apparently the Vita are still scared of him, and I get the impression that that's not actually, he acts as if he's proud of it in a way. But I think it actually bothers him, and he'd probably like to make some friends actually. Maybe that's just my impression, or wishful thinking. I wouldn't mind if he was just a tough loner, honestly, but yeah, I get the impression he wouldn't mind having a few friends and not being seen as some bloodthirsty mercenary or something. Well, let's go ahead and finish up our conversation with Gizon here. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. Listen, Gizon, speaking of which, I would like to know more about your homeland.
Don't expect any fancy stories.
Of course. Please go on. Winter condition? Clearly state your opinion. Sounds easy enough, doesn't it?
Chrysantheme is a military nation, and we share a continent with Campagnon. We have the shortest history of the 4 countries of Sylvie. The majority of the country is comprised of treacherous mountains and wastelands. In addition, the unstable climate makes it so that only a very limited area is actually sustainable. To put it bluntly, it's the polar opposite of Partidom.
I have heard some of the stories already, but to think that the lack of grace left such a severe environment, I assume that it is quite difficult for one to even survive.
It would definitely be hard for a weak person born in a blessed land, leading an easy life.
And here's the sarcasm. I have heard from Hubert that the people of Chrysantheme tend to be independent.
Of course, you will gain nothing by being dependent on others. Chrysantheme is built on many sacrifices and difficulties. It is proof that everyone forged their own paths for the future.
You are very proud of the people of your homeland.
Yes, of course I am. All people do have the capability to live without blessings from the goddess, though.
They may.
It surprises me to hear you agree with that, being that you are the divine spirit of the goddess.
I'm not disrespecting the goddess. I am just respecting the power of humans, as you said. However, the devastation of the land must be worsening steadily. No matter how strong people are, if nothing is done, eventually the situation will reach a point at which no one could survive. That is what the lack of grace truly means.
Oh, look at his face. He's like, what, did you not realize this, Ghislain? It is true that the wastelands have expanded in the last few decades. It is a fact that some areas are in terrible condition. However, I can't help feeling that it is too late for grace to do any good.
Ghislain may be right, but the choices are to apologize or to argue, and I say argue. Right to the heart. People from Chrysantheme certainly are strong. But I want them to be happy when all the hardships they went through pay off.
Don't glare at me like that.
To be able to do more than just survive. To actually be able to pursue their happiness.
That's an idealistic opinion.
Is that bad?
No, one should have grand expectations.
Perhaps he hopes the same. After I heard about Chrysantheme from you, I had the thought that the environment that you were born in really shapes a person.
Everyone knows that.
I just felt I found where your severity came from.
Are you trying to be sarcastic?
Did I sound that way? No, I really meant it.
No matter how you try to please me, I haven't acknowledged you completely.
Yes, I know that. I will continue to try my best. Oh, but... He said he didn't acknowledge me completely. That means he has acknowledged me at least a little. Well, that makes me happy. Our conversation has paused. What else can I talk about? Ah, I just remembered. Look, Gizon, I heard this from Asagi. Seems you are getting along with Orpheus.
I wouldn't say that. I just happened to talk to him more often than the other nights.
It started when you heard him playing the harp. Do you like music?
Hard to believe that someone like me is interested in art, is it?
No, it's not that.
Superb art improves the audience's spirit. I'm just trying to improve myself as much as possible. Yeah, that sounds like a flimsy excuse there.
You are very serious. Is it not enough to simply enjoy yourself when you see something beautiful or listen to wonderful music?
The arts which just entertain people are all meaningless. You should know that by seeing that country of careless people.
What country?
Campanule. It is called the country of art, but I wouldn't even call it art if it only amuses people temporarily.
So, he means that not all arts deserve to be considered as such. And I have to discourage that idea. It is not good to despise any arts. It would be to your own disadvantage to be too prejudiced.
Disadvantage? Yeah, don't look down on the arts, buddy.
Art can take any form, as our minds are all different. Some compose songs, just hoping that people will enjoy them. I think Orpheus is a good example of that.
He has nothing to say to that. He said the exact same thing.
As I thought. He looks disappointed. But seeing Ghislain like this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, we kind of backed him into a corner. He doesn't really have an argument for that, and it's kind of cute. What are you laughing at?
I'm just happy that we are finally conversing naturally.
What are you talking about? Who can't converse?
I don't think either of us could before.
Huh. Such a small thing makes you happy. Shows how petty you are. If you are saying that we are now having a real conversation, then it is not because of me, but you.
Me?
You are nervous about exerting your power, but still can't conceal your fear. I can see from the expression on your face that you disagree with the things I say and do.
Was I that obvious?
Yes. Enough to make me regret ever becoming a knight.
He is just teasing me. I know that at least now. But it is different now, right?
Well, it's not as bad as before.
As I change myself, you will change also. Do you mean that?
If so, how do you want me to change?
Huh?
Just say what you're thinking. Depending on what it is, I might consider it.
He is being unusually kind, which scares me. Button time! Now I know exactly what to say! You do not need to change. And with our final button attack, that's where we end this video. We'll pick up with a little more Ghislain action in the next one. He just needs to soften up a little bit more. I still cannot believe that the twins are more afraid of Louis than him. I still can't believe it. Oh, I really thought that they wouldn't even touch him. They wouldn't even follow. They would just keep their arm's length. But no, Rui's still actually willing to threaten him. That's not wise. Alright, well, I hope to see you in my future videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.